Stayed here, also recording with Team Low Expectations, and we got the first place deck profile at the Reading Regionals, right?
Yeah, Unmatched Gaming Reading Regionals. I don't know.
Before we get into the profile, you have shout-outs or anything?
A lot. Shout out to Alternate Universes, best local. Shout out to my boy Trevor for let me borrow Ulti 10 readers. Shout out to my boy Quick for the other ultis. Shout out to my boy Logan, Darren, the Randolph Organization of Proper English, all of them. There's so many more, but those are the big ones. And shout out to my boy Darren, he believed in me the most. But yeah, let's get started.
All right, let's get into it then.
Big friend here, obvious. 3 better card because this searches everything. Just do this one. I didn't want to brick on it. One of my losses, round 3, just that first game, I saw this and Scareclaw, and it wasn't enough.
You were undefeated though, right?
Yeah, I was undefeated.
You lost
undefeated.
some games, but
well,
no
I lost
matches.
games, but not matches. But just this ratio right here. This card's insane. People who don't play this, I don't know what you're doing. I didn't play the tier element one. I just didn't want to brick on it.
Do you ever think about going down to 1 Rise Heart? I saw some lists start going down to 1, but I don't know if that's right or not.
You only need 1 to resolve to win, but if you get past get past like turn 2 or 3, just like the recycle with this and the setup and just banishing a Theosis to get stuff is insane. I didn't want to play less. I knew I would want more, but I didn't want to brick on it. But perfect ratio. Only other monster was Ash Blossom. Perfect. Spells, Free Planet, Ordinary Planet. Best card in the deck. Other great best card in the deck. I played against 2 Runics, and he didn't realize that this would banish cards in his graveyard, so he tried to get rid of it, and I activated it the second so that I didn't lose it. It was fantastic. 3 hot, 3 Lance. Shout out to Mark from Low Expectations for letting me borrow the super. I drew this one more than the commons all day. 3 mismatched rarities of Book of Moon. I drew the gold all day.
That way you know which one you drew.
Oh, this was my favorite. It's the worst rarity by far. I'd play more commons if I could, but this one's glued in my hand. I was back and forth on this card for the longest time. I hate the fact that I can give my opponent more interaction with me because I don't want them to be able to play. But I played against Scareclaw and Plunder Patrol, and this card was insane, and I'm glad I played it, and now I will never not play it. And then trap cards, main deck pretty evenly. I saw it once today, and I was stupid and overthinking and just didn't activate it, so I didn't see it all day, in my opinion. Actually, the best card in the deck, the recursion from this is insane. I didn't get a look at anybody's hand, but I was going to. You have to play it. I started it out every game too.
Really? You decided out game 2s when you're going second?
Going second.
Or, so you keep it in going first?
Yeah, going first just because if I get the luck, I get it. But I don't want to draw this card. I even decided this out sometimes going second because I really wanted to see my side deck, and I just didn't want to break on these cards going second.
For the most part, were you going for the zone lock, or are you going for a Rise Heart pass, or how do you dictate which game what you're going to do?
I went for the zone lock once today. Round 6 against Pack. Only time I went for the 5 lock and he couldn't break it. Other than that, it's usually just a Rise Heart pass. I don't want to get nibbed. Nib is too prevalent for some reason. Still, people are playing it even though people are playing around it. I saw a lot of Lava Bombs in the main. You can't play around like Kaijus. You can't play around everything, but I figured I'd rather play around against Kaijus because I feel like they're not the most prevalent yet. People haven't caught up on it yet.
Which you'd think they would by now. Like, holy hell, those cards are crazy.
Oh my god, I played them in the side because, like, I'll get to my side real quick because I had 3 of these in the main. These were the Eclipses for the longest time because I wanted them. I wanted to see them. But it's also an extender. And it's really good going second, but I just wanted more books. Because Book of Moon's my favorite card in this deck, and
it's nuts. Like going first, going second, going third. You always like that card.
I never don't want it in my hand at any point today. But my hand against Pack was absolutely absurd. I opened the full lock, a little bit extra gas, and evenly. So I was able to get this, which you usually can't, and then I had evenly in case you blew me out, which you couldn't.
I feel like getting that's really easy, just going for a Rise Heart, but with the lock too, it seems very difficult.
And then game 2 against opened 2 of this and pure gas. So I had to end on a Rise Heart because I almost killed him. So I went to end on a 3 material Rise Heart. He does the Mold Cricket, Sunflower, Negate Destroy thing. And I was like, all right, got that out of the way. So I'll use more gas now and make the second one for 3 materials. And it was just enough. But I opened absurd. I can't even flex. 3 Lava Golem. Like I said, you can't play around everything. And I can learn how my opponent's going to play by seeing, I can know what I want to put in. Sometimes I just put both of them just in case.
I was about to ask, if they're not respecting Lava Golem, are you going to put both in, or are you just
absolutely.
gonna...
I'm putting, I almost always put them in. There are times I didn't put this in. I don't think I put this in against Pac because I knew he wouldn't fall for it.
What are you taking out in the mirror match to put stuff like this in?
Going second, it's hard to say. I took out Lances, even though they're fantastic against the books. I'd rather just see these. I took out the trap cards. Sometimes I'll take out a Pot of Prosperity if they go for like the full.
If they're locking zone.
Yeah, if they're locking zone, you just don't want to see that. So that's usually what I'm siding out. This card, you have to play it. Anyone's not siding it is wrong. This beats the stupid decks. I played against Runic, it's fantastic. I played against Sword Soul, it's pretty good. I played against Branded, it's the only reason I won. Play it. I don't need to explain this card. I didn't see it, but it's fantastic. This was great all day. I never drew this. This was great because it was great against the Runic matchup. I expected to play against a lot of lab players because the 1-for-1 is all you really need. You just want to hit the floodgates.
Yeah, trade with the card that's insane. You cannot play.
Yeah,
your engine should trade well with the others.
That's all I wanted. But I played against Zero Lab today, so.
I think your side deck's kind of interesting because I feel like a lot of the YCS builds that have been coming out haven't been respecting the back row decks at all, and you've got like the side for it, but also the main evenlies.
Yeah. Main evenlies were because a lot of people also, for some reason, are not locking back row still, or if they're locking back row, it's just the 3 lock, and it's like, this clears everything. Even on a Rise Heart pass, you can still grab a few good cards, and then all you gotta deal with is a Rise Heart.
Yeah, you hit prep, hit birth, so now you deal with that and you kill their follow-up. And it synergizes really well with like the Kaiju on the side.
But I also, there's a lot of lab at my local. One of my teammates, he's the best with lab, and this card's a blowout, so play the blowout cards. But that's it for the side. 40 main, 15 side. Extra deck. 3 of this card. Always play 3, don't play 2. If you go second and Ash Blossom the mirror match, you should lose 2 of these if you only play 2. And because you're playing 3, you at least get another one. I made this card like maybe twice.
It feels like it never comes up, honestly.
You only use it for the lock. I never want to blind make it going first, unless my hand's weird.
Do you ever make it when you have the field spell against back row decks?
Yes, but I didn't play back row decks, but I would do that just because the pop's nice. But again, I never really made this unless I was locking or my hand was awful. This card's insane. The fact it's not once per turn is absurd.
And it banishes the Theosis for follow-up. The card is crazy.
I don't know why. It's absurd. This hits skill game, and that's all it's supposed to do. This because blowout. I made a 10 material Zeus today. It didn't matter because he got challenged and he had nothing on board, but I made a 10 material Zeus today, so that's nice. 2 big eye. I made this 0 times. I made this once for the lock, and that's it. This card's. My opponent even banished this against me, and I was like, I was never making this anyway.
Especially going second.
Yeah. Lingeribo, because I played the Lava Golems and I didn't want to lose to Ibli, even though I didn't see it. And then Donner. This card came up once today against the Scareclaw deck. Played against that in round 4, and you can't target it or destroy it with cards that are defense. And it has like the Baguska effect, turn everything defense anyway. So I Book of Eclipse his whole board besides the 1 card, and I have 3 on the board. He attacks over 1. I get my 2 searches the next turn, link off into this, and pop it and kill him from there. So it was fantastic. And then Garura, it's the best one in my opinion to play. Infant Track Goliath never really came up. If you're getting kaiju'd or anything like that, you're never really going to get into Tiss, so I'd rather just draw another card.
Blind going first, what are we banishing for desires?
Blind going first.
Like, obviously the Garura, but then from there, do you have like a standard 5 or?
This one, because it won't come up. This one I'm always scared for, but I usually will just do it. One of these, because you only really need one. One of these, because if I'm going first, I don't need the third. And then, depending, I'll either grab a Zeus out, or yeah, probably just a Zeus. It depends on my hand. I might take one of banish one of these if I know for a fact I'm not going to go for the 5 lock, because at that point I'm not going to make this card anyway. It's never coming up, but that's usually what I would banish. I don't know. These are the 3 obvious ones, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
Do you have anything else you want to share on the deck?
Book of Moon is great, and it's my favorite card. And Lance is also great, because that's play it like Zodiac. Defend the tower monster with these cards, and that's how I won today. Just these cards is what I owe it to.
Well, thank you for the profile.
Thank you.